Well, welcome everybody. Adelaide Eternal here. I'm Beckett Wolfe, playing a bit of Vintage Cube. We're looking through some old games of mine. Let's get cracking with it. Looks like I'm playing a bit of mono red aggro, and I lead out with a Soulscar Mage on the play. Very strong turn. Established that my opponent's on rug mid-range, goes for the probe, but he doesn't see the Emrakul that I top deck, and we still committing to the board here. What's that Emrakul doing? Opponent's got no idea, because we don't have any idea at this stage. Able to deploy Relic of Progenitus, get that prowess trigger up, Abrade, hurt their mana, and trigger another prowess, get in for 6. Looking very strong here. Goblin Rabblemaster lets us delay that Abbot of Coral Keep, and still committing to the board. A huge bash in now, and it looks like this Emrakul is not going to matter at all. Opponent's got to do something good here. Bloodbraid Elf into Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library, not typically great against aggro. He's going to have to do a little bit more. Don't know if we've quite got lethal yet, but let's just see. Abbot of Coral Keep comes down, triggers a mountain, could be better, could be worse. Strip Mine attacks the land again. That's 2 land attacks in the first 5 turns. Bash in with everything. Don't care about the trades. Just want to get a bit of damage in. Opponent's going to untap with 2 life, 1 Sylvan Library trigger, and 3 mana, and he taps it out there. Game 2 here with the same deck. We're on the draw, and it's not a great start. Certainly we've got that Emrakul. We still don't really know what that's doing there, and our opponent leads with Black Lotus into Bloodbraid Elf. I believe he cascaded into something useless. Monastery Swift Spear off the top. It's a good one, but we're certainly not winning this race so far. As Relic of Progenitus off the top lets us trigger Prowess, and we can hit that opponent's graveyard. Not sure what the graveyard's really doing for him at this stage, but I don't mind cycling a card or 2. Opponent still doesn't have his blue spells, and we're able to go Rabblemaster here. A very strong play, an unanswered Rabblemaster. No, he's answered. Opponent's got a fire, but we do get a trigger. Bit of a misplay there from the opponent. Opponent hits his blue mana and is able to Garruk Relentless, killing the Swift Spear, and now it's 1 Goblin Boy versus Bloodbraid Elf, but we get to untap and Ruby into Siege Gang Commander. Flood that board and go wide. Let's see how we go. Opponent's able to Goldspan Dragon. It's a new one, 4/4 haste. He makes a treasure when he swings. We can trade off the Bloodbraid. We've got to pressure up, protect our life total. Only got 4 life here. A few little tips and tricks with the Siege Gang Commander. See if we can throw out some damage on this Goldspan Dragon so we don't get lethal. Every time we target it, though, our opponent gets a treasure. Garruk Relentless is going to keep making wolves, so we've got to deal with that sometime. Our opponent's on a very steady life total, and he's still got plenty of mana, and he's still got 2 cards in hand. Deranged Hermit. So the Garruk Relentless has sacked his creature for the Deranged Hermit to flood the board again. I could Firebolt the Deranged Hermit there, but I really want my opponent to have to untap and pay for the echo cost. He doesn't pay for the echo cost, so the screws go down to 1/1. Very happy I was firebolting the Garruk Relentless. Some good trades here, some bad trades here, but at the end of the day, I've got to protect my life total, so I go for the all block and I untap, top deck through the breach. Emrakul, Eon's Torn. Opponent's on 15 life exactly. Goes for Torrential Gearhulk into Ice, hoping to tap down the Emrakul, but of course it's protection from coloured spells. Opponent taps out there. Welcome everybody, round 2 of the same series. We're playing this mono red deck with that Emrakul, and here we go. We've got the combo in our starter. We've also got 2 lands and a good curve, so it's working well on both sides. Opponent's on black. Is he going to him to Terrac us? He is. He hits Inferno Titan and Emrakul, so we lose 2 of our big fatties, but we're still strong on the burn plan. We're able to go Abbot of Coral Keep into Soulscar Mage while still bashing in. Is our opponent going to be any aware of what we're doing? Sneak attack, gets the prowess, and our opponent scoops it up there for a lightning fast round after missing his 3rd land drop. Game 2 here, we didn't really see much of our opponent's deck, and we've got a decent hand. Only 1 land, but we do have a probe, and we're going to get a draw, so hopefully we can make something happen. Imperial Seal, kind of scary, but also kind of good because our opponent takes 2 life. Let's see what they got. Knight's Whisper, another good card, but not very good against the aggro deck. Bit too quick there for me to see what was in his hand off the probe. It looked like a lot of lands. Entomb, Reanimate, another example of a big blow to their life total, but they do get a lot of board presence out of it. Porcelain Legionnaire, surprisingly good versus the Reanimate due to the first strike. 1 hit with the first striker and 1 bolt, or in this case a braid, can really turn the tide. We can't swing here because we're only on 6 life. We get to do that trick, block, a Braid, and the first strike keeps the Porcelain Legionnaire alive. Recurring Nightmare, fantastic card, but only when you got some creatures out. And Hazaret is going to finish it off. Match number 3 now. See what we're up against, see what we've got. Looks like we've got the Emrakul on our opening hand. 2 lands is not a great hand, to be honest. We don't have that great curve from an aggro play 1-drop into an aggro play 2-drop, but we do have some lands and spells, so it's not entirely woeful. Opponent's got a really good start here with with Arbor Elf into a Secure Tri-Builder. It's a great chump blocker against aggro, and it's a great ramper. An unanswered Goblin Rebel Master, though, can really go the distance. Chooses to block and sack instead of trading off with the Goblin. Might sound silly, but trading the Goblin can reduce the life total, can reduce the damage by quite a lot. Opponent's got quite a lot of mana here. 5 mana, Mind Twist. Can we really recover from a Mind Twist? Worse even still is that Emrakul is the only card that's left, so unless we get the big cheaty spells, it's not going to do anything at all. Mind you, a Rabble Master is a good one. Gets dismembered there. Could be cleaner. Sylvan Library starting to stabilise, but again, Sylvan Library and Dismember, not the greatest spells to stabilise with. We've got 4 mana, and we've got a Glory Bringer, so we could make something happen here if we hit a land off the top. Opponent's still got 4 cards in hand, and keep in mind that Sylvan Library is going to keep it. Quality cards as well. Big tap out almost. Acidic Slime hits the lands. That switches off the Dreams of the Glorybringer. Zergo Dash. We want to trade with the Acidic Slime so we can switch on our Goblins to swing again. It's looking pretty dire here. Our opponent's on 10 life and it gets to gaining 3. Yikes. Big yikes for us. Our opponent's on Bug. Hasn't seen many dual lands, so hopefully we can get a better game in Game 2 and Game 3. Green Sun Zenith for Leovold. Doesn't look like we're going to do a lot of drawing in this game, but I don't think it matters because any old 3/3 green spell is going to be pretty strong against a bunch of 1/1s with not enough mana. And Umezawa's G-Day equips to the Arbor Elf, and that's game. Game 2 of match 3 here. We get to go on the play. Bit of a weird keep. No real burn here, but we do have a strip mine. Hopefully we can get them, especially if they go green into Arbor Elf and we can knock off their green source and they can't untap. It's not Arbor Elf, it's an Elvish Mystic. We do have the combo here, so it's Sneak Attack and Emrakul. No point strip mining here, especially when they're playing Mox and a whole bunch of Dorks. They've got plenty of mana. All we can do is try to use our Brave, but remember we want to build our mana, not hurt it, so we can build up to that Sneak Attack. Hopefully we can make something happen and they can't recover from a turn 5 Emrakul, but they're certainly putting the pressure on here with a Questing Beast. We've got our Sneak Attack mana and we're going to be able to activate it next turn. They've still got plenty of mana and plenty of cards though, and they're pressuring. Can they get up to 6 permanents though to even recover from the Emrakul swing? Can we keep deploying pressure after the Emrakul swing? They tap out to the Emrakul. Go to game 3. Game 3, match 3 here for the trophy, and it's pretty hard to sideboard against me since I am on burn, but I do have that late game plan with the Sneak Attack, and we do have the Sneak Attack in motion here with the Emrakul. The Sneak Attack's also pretty good with the Inferno Titan and the Siege Game Commander that we have seen so far. Turn 1 Relic of Progenitus, there's better things to do, but at least we can cycle with it. Opponent hits his land drops and goes into Secure Tri-Builder. Nice solid start from our opponent who gets to start on the play, and we've got absolutely nothing to do on turn 2. Very tempted to start cycling off my Relic to see if I can find something to happen here. 4 mana spell is going to be pretty tough to deal with. What's it going to be? A Mind Twist maybe. It is a Mind Twist for 3. Let's see what gets hit. It's the Sneak Attack combo. That's big yikes for me because I certainly don't have any pressure to do the alternate plan. Funny to say that really the real plan is the burn and the alternate plan is the combo, but we do find Mox Ruby and a 4-drop very fortuitous. So are we going to go PN Kieran Alar? We are. We're going to go PN Kieran Alar over the Chandra because the Chandra is better at dealing with 4-drop. So hopefully we can get them to play a Questing Beast first and then hit the Chandra instead of the other way around. Opponent's going to untap. Only got 3 cards here, so despite the Mind Twist for 3 and the no pressure at the start, we're actually looking pretty good for this weird mid-range sort of plan. Definitely not what was intended. Oracle of Muldai can get picked off by the Pia and Alar, can also get picked off by the Chandra, although I think that was a Questing Beast on top. So Questing Beast on top is going to be very good versus this Chandra, but all we can do is play with the cards that we've got. Maybe a throw at the Oracle could have been better, and then the Chandra could have gone, but Hellrider off the top's a very good one. We could have had something else there with the Siege Game Commander. Wouldn't have been a terrible play, but Hellrider lets me swing in with the Thopters and keep winning the race. So my opponent's going to have to do more to win this race here. Certainly the Siege Game Commander next turn and then Hellrider swing out is definitely going to be lethal. Is this going to be lethal next turn for me if I swing out and throw the Thopters? I haven't done the maths. Certainly not now that he's gained 7 life and he puts Frost Titan into his hand. Siege Gang Commander, though, going wide again, and surely that's going to be lethal after these Thopters. Opponent can, of course, untap and Frost Titan the Hellrider, but the Hellrider's static ability is going to allow the pinks to happen regardless of whether or not it swings, and Siege Gang Commander can throw the Goblins out afterwards. It's surely got to be lethal. I think my opponent needs more than Frost Titan, doesn't have it, and that's a trophy. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. I had a lot of fun doing that, trying out something a bit different. That was an absolute sublime game. It was my first match of Vintage Cube this season, and it was such a good one I had to go back and replay it. And when I watched it in the replay, it was really, really fast, and I was wondering if I can commentate at that level. Certainly was tough. Let me know how I did, and if you like this format, Vintage Cube, but also the commentary format, let me know and I'll do some more of these videos. Otherwise, I'll be posting some regular Vintage Cube content. Thanks for watching.